Good morning, Agents of Nothing, and welcome to our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. podcast. We're your commanding officers. I'm Mariah.
And I'm Caroline.
And today we're going to be talking about Season 5, Episode 18, All Roads Lead.
Yeah.
I don't know what syllable to do the inflection on in this, because it has a ... after.
I feel like you just add like a vocal fry on there just right at the end to kind of trail off, and then that'll be perfect.
All roads lead.
Yeah.
Like that?
Cool. I think that was it. Awesome. So Mariah, how was your week?
It was all right. So, as of recording, yesterday was the anniversary of my dad's death. Which is, it's always a hard day, but this one was pretty good. Like, I spent the day with my mom, and we went and got pho.
Nice.
At the one pho place, not even in our town. We had to go to the next town over.
Typical.
And we went and got our nails done. And I probably will post my nails at some point. But yeah, I don't want to get too heavy on the podcast, but like, my dad is the reason that this podcast even exists.
Mm-hmm.
So
shout out Keith.
Yeah. As weird and crude as we get, which he would like absolutely not approve of.
He would hate it.
My dad was so Catholic. I feel like this whole podcast is like a way to honor him. So
yeah.
But also, like, if you're still here from my original tweet/TikTok about my dad that kind of went like a little crazy.
A little mini viral.
Yeah. Viral in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fandom. Please email us. I would love to hear from you.
Yeah.
So, Caroline, how was your week?
Fine. My week was pretty normal. A lot of my friends were out of town this week, so I just kind of went to work and came home.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah.
I have a friend right now who, like, doesn't let that be the case. Like, she's always like, do you want to come hang out? You want to come over?
Yeah.
You want to come over tonight? Do you want to come over?
Yeah. I'm trying to do that more. I am like trying not to let myself fall into old habits of like isolating myself. Even though because some people are like, oh, you should just listen to your body and like do what it feels like it wants to do in the moment. But all I ever want to do is just lay on my bed and like stare at the wall. So I can't listen to that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay. What were you gonna say?
I'm grateful to that friend because like it keeps me from doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited that I have been like making more friends recently that will like do stuff with me.
Yeah.
And like it's nice to like have somebody to just like go on adventures with, or even just like watch a movie with or whatever.
Yeah.
Because being alone does get boring after a while. And especially when like, never mind, I'm not going to say that part. That was going to be petty. But yeah, so I'm just kind of trying to stay busy. Yeah, that's all.
All right.
So, should we get into it?
We should. Or we shall. That sounded weird.
Yeah.
Let me say that again.
We should.
We should, actually. Enough of what you were saying. We should get into the episode.
Shut the fuck up. Let's do it. No, just leave it like that.
Okay. So this episode was written by George Kitson and directed by Jennifer Lynch.
Hell yeah. Okay. No new characters, which is great for me.
Yeah, we've had enough.
No more new characters ever in the show. Thank you. Goodbye.
There are so many characters for her to remember.
I can't even remember the characters we have. Jesus Christ. Okay. So, we start off. Glenn is on a fucking mission. He just stole a gun from the armory, and then he's just kind of like making his way through this mostly empty base. Where the fuck is everybody? He manages to go into the control room just like completely unobstructed. And then he just like watches the security cameras for a while. He sees Robin's floor, the like door to their room. And so he pauses that feed. All of this while whispering to himself like, get in, get out, complete the mission, happy to comply, blah, blah, blah. And then Mac walks in on Talbot at the monitors and just chalks his weird behavior up to like being a little crazy after being in a cell for months. We're too understanding over here. Yeah. We gotta be a little bit more judgmental, okay?
Yeah, come on, Mac.
I need you to be a bitch. I know you can.
You can like go to confession after or something. Like
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I was a bitch. Okay, so Fitz is working as fast as he can on Ruby's thing, while Ruby is having target practice around Simmons' head. Not cool.
Very not cool.
Fitz tells her that if she really wants him to work faster, then she should let Simmons go so that they can work as the team that they are. He is engineering, she is biotech.
Is it biochem or biotech? I feel like they changed it somewhere. That's my crackpot theory. And I'm not gonna look this up to back it up, but that's my theory.
Yeah. She's the thinker, he's the doer.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ruby sees the logic ultimately and agrees. And then she's just like leering at Fitzsimmons being in love and checking on each other because she's never had somebody care about her like that. So, which is, understandable.
Yeah. She goes, "You guys are adorable. I ship it. I really do."
Yes.
I wrote, "Same, Ruby."
We're right there with you.
Even when we're mad at them.
Absolutely.
We still ship them.
Stupid fucking idiots. I love you so much.
Why are you doing the things you are?
Why are you doing this? So then Strucker comes in and announces that Ivanov is dead and that there was at least one other person here. And he also says that he has the ability to reprogram the mechs. If he can do all that, I genuinely don't know what they need Fitzsimmons for.
I mean, yeah, because, like, even, like, the notes that they had and stuff, like...
Yeah, like, he was looking through his dad's notes.
Yeah.
And, like, that was the whole thing, is that he was figuring out how it all worked. So I don't understand.
Like, he knows how it works, so, like, he could fix it.
He could just fix it.
They're just being petty.
Yeah. They're like, you broke it, you have to fix it. But then they're gonna get mad if they fix it wrong. With no directions. Anyway, so he comes up and Ruby grabs Strucker and, like, touches his face to imitate Fitzsimmons. Except she doesn't, like, tell Strucker what she's doing. So he's like frozen.
Yeah.
Like a deer. He's like, what the fuck is happening? Anyway, so while they are, like, trial and erroring romance, Fitzsimmons just, like, whisper to each other about their options here. They don't have a lot of good options, really. And so regardless of the final outcome, neither of them can bring themselves to make a decision that would ultimately lead to losing the other one. So they agree to build the machine, but to, like, do it really slowly to stall Ruby's plan as much as possible. Which I think is hilarious, actually.
I feel like my first thought is like, wow, that's really selfish of them. But then I think, in their position, would I do any differently?
Right.
Like, if it was, like, me and a loved one and, like, to save the world, I had to give them up, like...
Right. Are you gonna make that, that sacrifice, you know?
Yeah.
So, Strucker mentioned somebody else being there. Speaking of the other person who was there, Yo-Yo has finally made it back to the Quinjet, and she is, like, barely making it. She's holding on by a thread. She is in so much pain on her arms, and when she tries to log into the computer, there's no signal, and I'm like, wasn't the whole point of this plane that it was being autopiloted? Did it land itself in a place where it couldn't get a signal? That is so dumb.
That's crazy.
How would it have even done that? I don't get it. Anyway, so Yo-Yo's like, well, fuck, I can't, like, log in, so I guess I'll just pass out here. So that sucks. Back at the lighthouse, Coulson is on his way to a team meeting and stops May at the door, and he starts to bring up the last conversation that they had, saying that they didn't get to finish it. And May is like, I said everything I wanted to. And then Coulson is just kind of, like, at a loss for words, so May leaves him stuttering to himself as she just, like, heads into the meeting. She's like, okay, done.
Yeah. I read that as May, like, avoiding the conversation, and I might be, like, totally off there.
Maybe.
But, like, that phenomenon of when you confess that you like someone, and then you realize that they might like you too, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, wait, it's real. I don't know. It absolutely could be that. I was picturing it as, like, she was like, I said what I needed to say. If you have something you want to say, do it on your own time. But maybe that's just because I was feeling sassy when I was watching this. Who knows? So Daisy is, like, briefing everyone on the intel that they've gotten. They know where Hale's headquarters is. And they plan to hit it hard and fast. Deke pipes up with some, like, insane quote about how the lighthouse operated. And Mac is just like staring at him until Deke is finally like, what? And then Mac goes, are you wearing body spray?
You couldn't even finish the sentence.
It was so funny. Because I'm also like, would they have even had body spray at the lighthouse? He's like, he's never experienced body spray before. And so he's like, oh, I guess I'll try this out.
What if it's just like the scented Lysol or whatever from like earlier in the season? He's like, that smells like lemons.
Actually, that would be so funny.
He just like sprays Lysol on his shirt.
That's his signature scent. That's the power of Pine Sol, baby. Oh, Lord. Okay, so Daisy benches Coulson for this mission as well as Deke. Coulson, once everybody else kind of like heads out, Coulson congratulates Daisy on leading really well while he was gone, and he's so proud of his daughter.
Yeah. She said something about, like, she gets points taken off for the mutiny on day 1.
Yeah, right. So Hale's assistant finally lets Hale out of Ruby's room. Did she change clothes while she was in there? Because, like, I swear her hair and her shoulder pads get bigger every time I see her.
She was just, like, in the mirror the whole time, like, teasing.
She's like, I guess I don't have anything else to do. I'll just go through Ruby's closet. The assistant updates Hale that Ivanov is dead and that Ruby has Fitzsimmons held captive working on the gravitonium machine. They also confirm that said gravitonium did something real bad to Creel and he is absolutely not getting better. In fact, when they go to visit him, he tells them that he was infected with the consciousness of both Quirrell, whose name is Franklin.
Yes, Franklin Hall.
Yeah.
I remember now.
And Ian Quinn. I'm still going to call him Quirrell. So. And boy, are they mad. They are very upset. They're just like fighting back and forth inside Creel's head, and he can't take it much longer. Hale realizes that if this is what happened to Creel after only touching the gravitonium for a moment, it will do so much worse to Ruby if they inject her with it. And Creel's like, fuck your daughter. I need help right now. And then he turns himself to stone and starts ramming his head into the walls. I don't know how they're going to stop him from doing that, or if they even tried. But
yeah.
Anyway.
That was like upsetting, and it was like, sorry if you guys hear, I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't hear it.
Okay, it's like a very loud motor of some kind.
Oh, gotcha. Your neighbors have the loudest cars on the planet.
Yeah, it's terrible. What was I even gonna say?
Creel ramming his head in the walls.
Oh yeah, it was like upsetting and like very convenient that he like has the ability to turn himself into different things. Because, like, they could do that without it being, like, super gory.
Uh-huh. Yeah, for sure. Thank God.
Yeah. This episode was gory enough.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, so Coulson and Deke go to check on Mac while he's, like, welding shit. And they get on the topic of the future, and Deke casually is like, y'all don't have to worry about any of this. Daisy's totally gonna figure everything out. Like, she's just so smart and perfect. And Mac and Coulson just look at each other, and when Deke asks, they very matter-of-factly just say, you're in love with her. And he's like, no! Deny, deny, deny! Mac's like, you told me about your feelings post-surgery while you were on meds. And Coulson's like, I've known for months. I just figured it out. And then Deke's line about, like, you guys have never heard that drugs can make you say, like, crazy stuff. Maybe that's why drugs are bad.
Deke, you've never seen a drug in your life.
That's not true. He had a whole fucking opium den.
He was high on the past.
High on the past. The old PM den. Sorry, that was so bad. That was so bad. Anyway, so Deke's like, okay, so like hypothetically, if I did love someone, not Daisy, obviously, how would I, in this hypothetical situation, let said hypothetical person know that I might hypothetically feel some hypothetical feelings towards them? And Mac and Coulson are like, we're the wrong people to ask. Mac says the last time he talked to his girlfriend, she tricked him, locked him in a cell, and then ran away. And Coulson says, I apparently do not know how to communicate my feelings and or allow anyone to take care of me. That sounds familiar. So Deke says, so it's lemons then. Oh, is this the lemons thing? Coulson and Mac are like, yeah, totally, go with the lemons. When in doubt, go with a bunch of lemons. It's insane. This is insane.
So when talking about potential relationships, Deke says that in the future, when two people like each other, they have the cultural ritual of one person giving a lemon to the other. It's actually leaving a lemon in their bunk.
Yeah.
Just saying. Which is, like, very invasive. Why are you in my bunk?
Yeah, get out of my fucking bunk, dude. Also, do you leave a note with it? Or is it you just come back to find a lemon and you're like, who put this here?
Yeah, you're like, who likes me? I have a secret admirer. Anyways, in fan fiction, the hashtag lemons means that the story will include smutty/NSFW elements.
I knew that fun fact, actually.
I feel like I, blocked it out.
I remember lemons and, one-shots and...
I remember one-shots for sure.
There were so many, terms. Anyway, that is kind of funny.
When I was looking for smut, I just, searched smut.
Yeah.
I was like, give me the good stuff.
Yeah, I'm just, scrolling literotica, you know? I put in my tags and I'm good to go.
Shout out to the literotica girlies.
Well, that was a personal thing, actually. I just put out there.
Do you
Anyway,
want me to cut it out?
No, it's fine. Moving on. Okay, so, speaking of inappropriate things, Talbot sneaks into Robin's bedroom which is a terrible sentence, and I hate that I even wrote it. He sits down at her table full of drawings and says, we need every weapon in this fight. Which, isn't that what Daisy said at the beginning?
Yes. And Hale, in the beginning of the season about Robin.
Yes. Yeah, so that's why he said it, because Hale said it.
Yeah. And Daisy said it of her own accord, I think. I don't think she heard
she wasn't even
Hale
brainwashed. What the fuck, Daisy?
Come on.
It is kind of strange. I was thinking about this at the end of the episode, but, like, I feel like Daisy has kind of gone a little more to the background of this season. I don't know if you agree with that, but I feel like in previous seasons, she's been very much the main character. And this season, it's like, I don't know, it just feels like so much more of an ensemble.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to, like, think on that. Because I don't immediately see it, but, like, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway. So Talbot is, like, looking through her drawings, and then he, like, pans down and he finds a drawing of the Zephyr in a cloudy sky. Cut to the Zephyr in a cloudy sky. I loved that. Daisy and May are ready to go, but May opts not to take a gun because she says she needs to let out some pent-up aggression with her bare hands. Jesus Christ. So then they get to the containment pod and, like, buckle up before they get dropped down into the old military base below. And there was, like, a weird close-up on the countdown and then, like, the safety first quote while they're, like, buckling their seatbelts. And it felt like foreshadowing, and it scared me a little bit. But then I don't think anything happened from that. So I don't know.
Everything was fine.
Yeah.
I think this show has just, like, scarred you.
Yeah, I'm so scared all the time. Between this show and being a Taylor Swift fan, who knows? Which, speaking of, there was an 89 on top of the pod. I can't believe Taylor's version,
Easter
1989,
egg.
is coming.
It's the third one that Travis was talking about.
I can't believe it. God, she does so much for us. So then along...
I was actually... Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I was looking at, like, the dates of all of the albums that she's, like... She's kept us fed, like, consistently since 2019.
Literally.
Like, every year, there's at least one drop.
Every year. And even 2021, because I don't think technically anything came in 2021.
Oh, okay,
but
yeah.
2022 had Folklore and Evermore, so I feel like that counts.
No, 2020.
I mean 2020, yeah. I said 20.
Okay.
My brain was right, my mouth was wrong.
Got it. I feel that.
But yeah, every single year. That's insane.
Yeah.
And the Eras Tour on top of it.
Yes. Okay.
I was actually, like, explaining that to one of my coworkers the other day. And I was just like, I was amazing myself. I was like, I can't believe this is what's been happening.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
We used to have to wait every 2 years, you guys.
No.
And then there was, like, 3 years for Reputation, and it was terrible. It was so terrible.
That extra year was awful. Okay. So along with a missile explosive, the pod falls through the ground into the Hydra base. Daisy and May alone take out probably 5 to 10 Hydra agents.
I was like, where did all these real people come from all of a sudden?
Literally. Yes. I'm so confused. You have been
Where are the
alone
neck
this
guards?
whole time. Oh my god. Okay, so then they run out to the halls and find Hale and her posse. And Hale tells her team to stand down, and then she immediately surrenders. She says that she doesn't have time to fight because she needs their help. Daisy's like, excuse the fuck out of me. She quickly explains the Ruby Strucker Fitzsimmons situation, and Daisy and May are nearly dumbfounded. They're like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? And speaking of that situation, Ruby and Strucker interrupt Fitzsimmons' work again to tell them to work faster. That makes sense. And Strucker looks at the machine and says that something was done wrong and that they're going to have to start over. Again, if you know what's wrong, why are you making two people who have never seen this before work on it?
I think I always read that as like they did it on purpose, because I think he says like they put in something backwards or they did it backwards.
It's like reversed or something. Yeah, I think they absolutely did it on purpose. But for him, I'm like, you know how to do it, so why are you trusting somebody that you don't trust to do this? Why are you making them do it when you could easily do it yourself?
I guess they think they have all the time in the world.
I guess. All the time to end the world.
Damn.
Anyway, so...
Oh, that was a bar.
Snaps all around. So Ruby starts threatening Simmons again, and Fitz tries to explain that they have limited equipment, limited resources, and they're working on a very old machine that they don't know much about. So Ruby turns around and just starts beating the shit out of Fitz. That's productive. Sure. Considering Strucker's comment about S.H.I.E.L.D. torturing him, it seems to me that Fitzsimmons often gets the brunt of the consequences for S.H.I.E.L.D.'s actions, unfortunately. And I have feelings about it. That's all. Mm-hmm. Simmons finally gets Ruby to stop, and she says that next time she'll hurt Simmons, and not with her fit. And not with her fits.
And not with her fits.
Okay. Simmons finally gets Ruby to stop, and Ruby says next time she'll hurt Fimmon. Okay.
I can't stop.
Fimmons.
Fimmons. Okay, I'm sorry.
And she says that next time she'll hurt Simmons and not with her fists. So they get back to work. Oh my god, okay.
I'm like crying.
Yo-Yo is clinging to consciousness when another mech shows up to investigate the plane. She yo-yos over to steal its gun and then kills it before passing out again. This is like the longest day ever for her. Can you imagine? You're just like, just in the worst pain of your life, and the day just like won't end.
Yeah.
You keep waking up and keep having to do stuff, and the pain just never ends.
God. And then like, not to get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
I won't. We won't get ahead of ourselves.
Okay. Okay. So Robin and Polly arrive back to their room and are very confused as to Talbot's presence at their table. And he whispers "busted" to himself. And then, and like, I don't know how they didn't hear that, because it's like,
yeah, he did not whisper. Like, he whispered, but like,
it was like a stage whisper for sure.
Yeah.
But okay. And then he stands up and he gives his like explanation / sob story about missing his son George. And I like, Polly, a strange man in your quarters who's acting weird and talking about missing his child. That means danger for your child and for you. We can kick him out at that point. We don't have to be polite. I want to just make sure that that's clear to everybody listening. You should not be polite to people that are being creepy.
Yeah.
You should kick them out of your house. But instead, Polly takes pity on him, because unfortunately she's a very nice person. And she explains Robin's gift a little bit. So Talbot kneels down to talk to Robin, who recognizes him as the general. She says that she's drawn him before. Again, a lot of feelings. May and Daisy are filling in Coulson, Mac, and Deke over Zoom on everything, including the Creel gravitonium situation, but they say they'll deal with him second. They got a more pressing priority, which is stopping Ruby and saving Fitzsimmons. The boys here are very concerned about Daisy going to the gravitonium and like Destroyer of Worlds site. And Daisy says she's not going to use her powers, but that only makes them more worried that Ruby is going to kill her. So then Daisy and May just say that Coulson doesn't get a say in this decision. And that was a little dumb. Because also, Daisy literally told him that she wanted him to stay behind to quarterback. Does that not mean make decisions? Also, she did not like making decisions when he was gone. Do we want the job or not? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
So Daisy hangs up the call and Deke goes, "Women, huh?" And Mac shakes his head and just says, "Shut up, Lemons." Is this his nickname? Is this, have we been using Deke's nickname this whole time for 3 years? I thought it was going to be a Fitzsimmons thing. This was like the only spoiler, I guess, that Mariah gave me at the beginning of this whole process.
Yeah. Because it was like a hashtag, so I'm not sure if Mac ever calls him that again. I can't remember. But yes, it originated with Deke. If I remember right, the Lemons thing is something that like the fandom hung on to. And it became sort of like an inside joke between the fans and the cast and the crew.
Oh, so, do people give them lemons?
I'm not sure. Probably. And that's why, like, in some of, like, the tweets that they sent me, like, back in the day, 3 years ago.
Back in the day.
They used, like, the lemon emoji.
Aw. That's cute.
I know.
I love that. Oh. It was such a perfect technical spoiler because there's no way I ever would have understood that.
Yeah. You're like, what's the deal with lemons?
Okay, whatever. That's so funny. And then it's my favorite. I hate him, but I love him, and I think he's my favorite. Okay, anyway. So Talbot is still trying to get information out of Robin. He picks up her drawing of the world breaking apart and asks when it's supposed to happen and who the person is in the drawing. Polly starts to explain that it doesn't really work like that, but Robin surprises her and just answers, soon. Talbot starts saying that lots of people are going to want to meet her, and Polly is finally getting freaked out enough to ask Talbot to leave. Thank God. But like 20 minutes ago, my dude. Let's ask him, let's not even allow him in the room. But he says that the mission is happening today, so he can't wait. Tomorrow will be too late. And then he lunges for Polly, who yells for Robin to run and find help, but Robin just stands there and watches as her mom tries unsuccessfully to fight Talbot off. She eventually passes out, and Talbot says that Robin is coming with him, and Robin just says, I know. This scene was so incredibly upsetting.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, the whole rest of this plot was very upsetting. And I just, like, poor Robin. Like, her whole existence of, like, not knowing where she is in time is already, like, horrible. But even just for what she has actually lived, like, chronologically so far, she has seen so much.
Yeah.
And that hurts a lot to think about.
Yeah. What I noticed was, like, the scratch marks and blood on Talbot's face.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Whew.
Very upsetting.
Very rough. Very rough scene. So, Daisy briefs all of the agents. I assume these are S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra, but they're, like, arriving at Ruby's location. Hale comes up after Daisy dismisses everyone and asks Daisy not to hurt Ruby. Bitch. We are so far past that. Daisy says that she won't unless she has to. And then throws in, it's not Ruby's fault she turned out like this. Got her!
Truly.
Daisy goes on to compliment Ruby, actually. She says she's a good fighter, she's smart, she's strong. Ruby would actually make a great agent with the right guidance. Hale scoffs at the idea that S.H.I.E.L.D. would take an ex-Hydra weapon as an agent, but Daisy simply says that they are about to need all the help they can get real soon. Hale asks what she needs to do, and Daisy just says that if they're too late, Hale is going to have to talk Ruby down. From breaking the world, I assume. Fitzsimmons are done with the machine, and Strucker confirms that it works.
I did not want to break the flow of the scene right here, but, like, I didn't know where else to put it.
Yeah.
So the particle infusion chamber is the same shape as the Project Rebirth pod that turned Steve Rogers into Captain America.
Oh, interesting. Hydra really does just, like, steal shit all the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, they're the villains, obviously. But they, like, see a good idea and they're like, how could we
What if we did that but evil?
How could we make that evil? Interesting.
What if we did that but the opposite?
But not good. So Ruby sees Fitzsimmons look at each other and demands to know what they're thinking into each other's eyes. They explain that while the machine works, they don't have any way to move the gravitonium from the machine to the chamber. And as Ruby is like looming towards them threateningly, they are like stammering explanations. They're like, you don't have to do this. It's just the way that it works. It's just the nature of gravitonium. While they're doing that, Strucker just like attaches basically a plastic accordion hose from one end to the other, and then the gravitonium just like starts flowing through it. Again, why wasn't he just doing this? He clearly knows how this thing works.
I feel like that was like, I always took that part as like the gravitonium wanted like a host in a way.
Interesting.
Like, that makes it sound really weird. But like,
well, but also like, because Hall and Quinn wanted to get out. They didn't want to be in the gravitonium anymore, right? That's why they're fighting. And so they're like, well, if we take over somebody's body, maybe we're getting out. Maybe.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. It's a very weird and like intriguing plot point.
And it's very confusing for Fitzsimmons as well, apparently. Yeah. So, okay, back at the lighthouse, Coulson and Mac are looking through some of Robin's drawings, and Deke comes up, sniffs a lemon, and says, "Welcome to my entire childhood." What an entrance! Truly. The sniffing the lemon is so stupid and so funny for no reason. Why does he even... Like... Daisy's not there! What is he even doing? Like, they've been working on, like, missions and cases and stuff. And he's just like, let me go find a lemon. And then just walk around with it. Oh, God, he's insane. Okay. So this is when they realize that Robin's camera feed is paused. And they finally find Polly unconscious but alive in their room. Mac finally realizes, or like kind of puts the pieces together of what he heard Talbot saying earlier when he said happy to comply, which was like the most obvious fucking thing. But nobody thought of it. And so they realize that Talbot must have taken Robin. So Deke stays with Polly, and then Mac and Coulson run to find Talbot and Robin. Strucker helps Ruby get into the chamber, and then they kiss. And Fitzsimmons and I all feel very uncomfortable. Was that her first kiss? It feels like it.
It might have been.
Did she and Strucker kiss before?
Unless she, like, had a kiss in the brief time that she was in, like, the Hydra Academy. Yeah. Before Hydra got exposed.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, and then Strucker initiates the infusion. And almost immediately, Ruby starts screaming in pain, just like Creel did. But they don't care. Because she's built different, I thought. And she's like begging for Strucker to let her out immediately. And instead of just turning the thing off, Strucker turns to Fitzsimmons with his gun and is like, "You broke it. What did you do to it?" Bro, turn it off! Can we deal with that later?
Your girlfriend is screaming in pain, and you're waving the gun around.
You're so stupid. Simmons is like, we tried to warn Ruby about it. It's not what we did. It's the gravitonium itself, you stupid bitch. And then Hale and the SHIELD team hear Ruby screaming, and so they rush in. So then finally, in all the chaos, Fitz presses a single button, one button, that said stop infusion or something. Like, the most intuitive fucking button in the world. And it just immediately stops at 8%.
Yeah, I think it was even like, it was like pause infusion.
Yeah. But instead, Strucker's over here waving a gun around, like just spinning around the room.
You broke it.
I thought that he was like supposed to be some kind of genius or something, but he's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, so like he's not a genius.
Clearly.
He just remembers everything, including like all of his dad's notes on the chamber because his dad built it. But no clue how he knows how to reprogram the mechs.
I don't know.
That feels like a plot hole to me.
Somebody tell us in the email.
Yeah, tell us why he knows how to reprogram the mechs.
Who told him that?
Who did he see do it? Was it off screen? We don't know. It doesn't count if it was off screen.
Doesn't count. It's not real.
It's not canon.
If nobody saw it, it didn't happen. Okay. So anyway, Ruby floats out of the machine and then falls to the floor crying about the voices fighting in her head. Strucker pushes Hale aside and tells Ruby that he's there and he's not going anywhere. And so Ruby reaches up to touch his face. And then it starts imploding. Which is possibly the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. And I never want to see it again.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That was horrific. So then Ruby yells for someone to put her back in the chamber and take the gravitonium out of her. But Simmons says that it only works one way. Ruby then yells that Simmons lied. When? And then telepathically pushes her and Fitz up on the wall several feet in the air. And then, like Creel, Ruby starts saying some of what Coral and Quinn are saying in her head. And then Daisy signals to Hale, who steps forward to try and, like, talk Ruby down. Once she's distracted a little bit, Fitzsimmons fall back to the floor, and then May, like, escorts them out of the room. But Daisy tells May to come back once they're safe, because holy shit, she's gonna need some help. Yeah. Mac and Coulson find Talbot trying to get into the hangar with Robin. Talbot starts swinging his gun wildly towards Mac and Coulson.
A lot of gun swinging.
A lot of gun swinging. And it's... This is just an upsetting episode all the way around, really.
Yeah.
So Coulson is trying to talk him through, like, the Hydra programming, telling him to think about, like, if someone was doing to George what he's doing to Robin right now, would he be okay with it? But Talbot just, like, he, like, starts to think about it and then kind of, like, pushes it away. And then he starts to pull Robin away down the hall. But then he says that he can't complete his mission and he has to stop himself. And Coulson thinks that he's finally gotten through to him. But then Talbot, like, very suddenly points the gun at his own head. I saw that coming, but still very, very jarring.
Yeah.
And also, like, directly above Robin's head. I was like, there's no way they're going to do that. Just, like, on top of her. Please, God, no. Thankfully, they didn't. But...
Yeah.
Back in England, Ruby is quickly losing control. and therefore getting more powerful and dangerous. Hale and Daisy are both trying to get through to her and get her to calm down, but she like pulls Daisy towards her with only her mind, and then Quinn's words start coming out of her mouth. I don't remember what she said. I kept saying that like other people's words were coming out of her mouth, but then I didn't write down what they said.
Yeah, I don't remember what she said either. Yeah.
But anyway, May and Fitzsimmons run into Yo-Yo on the way out of the building. Yo-Yo's like holding on to one of her arms. I thought that she had like pulled the arm off or something, but I think she's just holding on to it because it hurts.
Yeah, it looked like it had like maybe like detached at the elbow or something, which sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everything that Yo-Yo is going through today sucks.
Truly. You got that right. Anyway, but Yo-Yo realizes that Daisy is missing from this group, and so she runs inside to go help her instead of leaving with Fitzsimmons. Back at the lighthouse, while Talbot is like mumbling about not being able to trust his own thoughts, Mac manages to get Robin to safety, thank God. And then Coulson realizes that reasoning with Talbot is not going to work, so he starts using like Hydra language and tells Talbot to comply by turning the gun on Coulson. Talbot finally listens and obeys, and then Mac returns and ices Talbot just in time. Whew. Wow. Again, a very tough watch.
Yeah.
So back to Ruby. She is still rapidly declining. Hale is keeping her distracted, but holding on by a thread. And so Daisy steps in, but then Ruby starts to crush her. Somehow she's like getting more control over it as the seconds go by, I guess. But Hale like demands her attention again, and so she lets go. And then Quirrell and Quinn's presences are becoming more and more powerful in Ruby's mind and like kind of taking over, but then not completely, I guess.
Yeah, it's like she says, I don't remember what it is she says, but it's like it's not her talking.
Yeah.
And it's like a fully different voice coming out of her mouth, and it was so fucking freaky.
Yeah. Very weird. I did not like that. As an artistic choice, it was great. So while Hale is trying to like de-escalate the situation still, Yo-Yo comes in and recognizes Ruby as the one who took her arms. Daisy tries to tell Yo-Yo to let her handle it, but Yo-Yo is seeing Ruby's power affecting like everything in the room and realizes that Ruby is going to be the destroyer of worlds. So mid-cry, Yo-Yo flashes over and slits Ruby's throat. Again, very jarring.
Yeah. And it was also a lot. Like, it was...
Yeah. That was a lot of blood.
And it, like, it almost looked like her neck was, like her head was, like, flopping back unnaturally.
Yeah.
And it was, like, I was like, how did they do that? I don't like that.
Yeah, it was pretty gory, for sure. So in the kind of silent second that followed, Hale is confused. She doesn't know what just happened. Daisy is pissed. She's immediately goes, Yo-Yo, what did you do? And then Ruby's body starts floating, and then like a huge pulse comes out of her and like pushes out of the building before she just falls back to the floor. Yeah, hard watch for sure.
Yeah. And then, like, I noticed, like, the blood dripping from her hair, even.
Ugh, yeah.
Like, when she was floating in the
Yeah,
air.
because it was, like, going up her face. Ugh.
So these are the final appearances of Spencer Treat Clark as Werner von Strucker and Dove Cameron as Ruby Hale.
Yay! Good job!
Great job, guys!
So May and Fitzsimmons run back in to ask what happened. Where the fuck? Where were they? I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I guess May was supposed to be getting them to safety, and then I guess they saw the pulse happen, so they came back.
Yeah, and presumably there was, like, a period of time where they were all, like, knocked out by the pulse. And I guess Hale must have come to first. Because, like, because Hale wasn't there when, like, they came back.
Yeah. I guess I didn't realize that time passed. I thought that it was just, like instantaneous.
Yeah, I just assumed that time had passed, because, like, I think they showed Daisy, like, on the floor.
Yeah, like, I figured that it blew them back and, like, they fell, but it didn't occur to me that they were, like, down and out for a while, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Anyway. Let us know.
Let us know, guys.
Anyway, so Daisy angrily says that she had everything under control, which is not true. She's like, Ruby was coming around and then Yo-Yo killed her. And Yo-Yo's like, no, bitch, I just saved the world. I do feel like maybe there's some middle ground here. Because Ruby was not coming around. She was declining by the second. And Daisy did not have that situation under control in the slightest. But also, like, are we saying that the pulse was not the thing that just that would have destroyed the world? I don't know.
I don't think so. Explain.
Elaborate. Because we don't know what the pulse was. And they said that, like, the Destroyer of Worlds incident led to the world breaking apart. And so I just assumed, this is actually how it happened. Was the pulse, not necessarily, like, the person doing it. That's wrong, apparently.
Oh. Well. I just didn't, like, I didn't understand.
That's okay.
What you meant.
It's all good. Anyway, and then also Hale disappeared. So now it's time for the post-content content. Hale has appeared in the alien meeting place. Her contact's name is apparently Kovas. So that was interesting. I guess, well, no, because he wasn't a new character. Never mind.
No. A new named character.
A new named character. Kovas. Kovas. Anyway. He says that there are consequences to coming here without invitation. And I'm Given my understanding was that there, like, no time passed between when the pulse happened and everybody, like, stood back up. I thought, I was picturing Hale getting, like, blown back by it. And then immediately, like, her first instinct is just to run away from her freshly dead daughter's corpse. And immediately go to this alien meeting place.
I feel like, I mean, I guess it's not that big of a jump because Hale is evil.
Yeah.
But, like, obviously it's not all of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s fault that Yo-Yo killed Ruby.
Literally, oh my god, like, you saw what was happening.
You heard Daisy say, Yo-Yo, what did you do?
Literally. Ugh. Anyway, so she is like, I know where your gravitonium is, and then Kovas is like, and do you have it? And she's like, it's at S.H.I.E.L.D., and it's going to be tough to get because they're not going to give it up without a fight. And he was like, well, what if I kill them? And she was like, do it. You won't. She says that she has no reason to stop them from killing S.H.I.E.L.D. Why?
Yeah.
Why? They were helping you. Just because one person had a reasonable grudge.
Yeah, a grudge and, like...
And also fucking terror.
Yeah.
Because, again, we were all in the room. We saw what was happening.
Yeah, they weren't gonna be able to talk her down.
No. She wasn't in control enough to be talked down. No. And it was only getting worse. Right, Penny?
That's right.
Yeah, she agrees. Anyway, so that's Hale for you.
That's Hale. Those are her priorities. You know,
What the hell?
not like hold your daughter's corpse.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Like, not stay with your daughter.
She didn't even, like, bring the body with her. Because
Truly.
Ruby's body was still there. So she's just like, fuck it. I'm out of here.
She's like, this is the last time I'm ever gonna see you. Peace.
Bye, bitch. I never wanted you anyway.
God.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Fuck Hale.
Oh, so.
Okay,
That's
overall
it.
thoughts.
Head scrambled. Live, laugh, love, lemons. What the hell?
What the hell?
Those are my thoughts. What are yours?
It was like, this was the thing that I thought was gonna happen last episode.
Oh.
Was Yo-Yo killing Ruby. So, you know, not happy that we finally got to it, but, you know, happy we finally got to it.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Okay. Wow, Jinx.
Wow.
That concludes our episode on Season 5, Episode 18, All Roads Lead.
Yeah.
Next time, we'll be covering Season 5, Episode 19, Option 2, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, bye.
Bye, love you.